You're listening to CBC Radio 1, and coming up in about 10 minutes' time, he's a young pianist, but for the folks at the Virtuosi Concert Series, Maxime Bernard perfectly captures the moods of World War I. We'll bring you a preview of that concert and some of the sound of his music. And coming up as well, why do kids refuse to dress for the weather in the winter? Parenting columnist Mark Schatzker thinks he has the answer. It's just not a very good answer. And on Sunday Books with Joanne Kelly, Tell, The Betrayers, and This Is Not Your City. Read these yet? Wondering if you should? Joanne's read them. She'll tell us what she thinks coming up at about 8:45 this morning. But last weekend was the worldwide launch of NaNoWriMo. That is the beginning of the National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo. So we discovered last weekend that Christine Steendam of Oak Bank's been taking part in NaNoWriMo this year for the fourth year in a row. She started her novel last Saturday, November the 1st. We promised to check in with her over the month. She's with us now. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Terry.
Now, remind us how NaNoWriMo works, first of all.
There's 30 days, all of November, to write a 50,000-word novel, which pretty much breaks down to just under 1,700 words a day.
Okay, and how close are you on your 1,700 words a day thing?
I'm a little bit behind right now.
Oh, and that's okay? You can be behind at the beginning?
Yeah, I often go up and down throughout the month. I actually started a day late, and I managed to catch up, and I'm a couple days behind again.
Okay, so what kind of shape is the novel taking? Like, how do you approach the writing of a novel in 30 days?
I normally try and draft it all out beforehand so I know exactly where it's going, because the idea with NaNoWriMo is you really can't take time to do research or figure out where the plot is going while you're writing. You kind of need to just write.
Okay.
I didn't do a lot of pre-drafting this time, though, which is making it a little bit more difficult.
Now, but the thing is, though, this is your fourth novel, right?
Yes.
And so you have some experience with the craft of putting the thing together, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of shape does the novel have 1 week in?
It's right now, the only thing I'm doing right now is bringing in some backstory and preparing for the real story to come out. So it's just about where the story needs to be that I can really start telling what's happening. And
so are you writing like the first chapter first, that kind of thing, or are you framing it in a different way?
I usually write chronologically, so the only time I jump around is in NaNoWriMo. If I'm just not able to write a scene, I'll just jump ahead to a scene that is in my head.
Oh, no kidding, really?
But I only do that for NaNoWriMo.
Okay, so you jump ahead and then you kind of get caught up eventually?
Yeah.
Okay. So what can you tell us about, like, name, character, setting, that kind of stuff?
So I'm writing the second Foremost book, which is a sequel to Unforgiving Plains. And this story follows a character that made a brief appearance in Unforgiving Plains. Her name's Tracy, and she's a rodeo team roper.
Okay.
So right now she got kicked out of the professional rodeo ring.
Oh, what did she do?
She may have thrown a bit of a fit in the ring.
Oh, really?
Turns out you can get kicked out for that.
Well, you would know. You have a horse. Are you a rodeo person, too?
No, I'm not. I enjoy watching it, but I've never ridden rodeo.
So you've never been kicked out of the ring, then?
No.
Okay. And so do you have a name for this novel yet?
No, I don't. I have not been able to come up with something. I'm hoping it comes to me while writing.
Would you like some help? Can we pitch in for you?
Sure.
Say, you know what? So NaNoWriMo, though, is set up in a way where you can turn to other writers for help or for, commiseration and such. Is that anything that you do? Yeah.
Like I said last week, I normally have a large group of friends who I write with, so we'll often get together once a week and write, and if we're all having trouble, we're sitting around a table, we'll be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, what do you think? Or can you give me a help? Or I need a sentence or a word or whatever. This year I've only got one friend doing it with me, so a little bit less commiserating, but
What
still,
kind of help can that bring? I mean, writing, some people will say is a lonely kind of a task, right? You're there by yourself. But if you've got other people to turn to, even one person, that can be a big help, right?
Yeah, it really gives you someone who's doing the same thing as you, so they know exactly kind of the deadline you're under, and you can just bounce ideas off of each other, and you kind of understand each other's stories. It's not always easy to find someone to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. And so last week when we were on air, we were with Will Little of the guy who created the Stop Procrastinating app.
Yes.
How are you dealing with procrastination? Are you running up against any of that?
I still need that app.
Well, it's stopprocrastinatingapp.com on the web in case you haven't had a look.
Yeah.
All right. So can we check in next week? Any idea what the week ahead looks like as far as time for writing? What with the kids and the horse and your other career aspirations?
Well, I'm actually heading out on a road trip to Alberta tomorrow.
Oh.
So it's going to be interesting getting these words in. I'm hoping that my other driver can drive for a while and I can write while we're on the road.
Well, you're on a road trip for book promotion, right?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Well, listen, we'll check in with you next weekend and see how it went for you.
It sounds fantastic.
Good stuff, Christine. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Terry.
That's Christine Steendam of Oak Bank, and she's published 3 novels already by taking part in NaNoWriMo. And if you want to find out more info about that, NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. She's been part of it for the last 3 years. She started her new novel a week ago, and she spoke to us from Oak Bank.